All righty, we are live. It is 7 o'clock on the East Coast, and it is time for Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. And I'm Sean.
I'm Kenny.
I'm Jim.
And tonight we have two special guests with us. We've got Mr. Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And
Hey, Mr. Dan.
and Mike from Mike's DVD and Blu-ray Collection.
Hello. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being
Thanks
here.
for being here.
No problem.
And as you might be able to tell from Mike's background, we are here to talk about one John Michael Ozzy Osbourne. And we've got some people in the chat already. And two of them are Kenny.
I just put hello room. We usually have people there, so
Yeah. And one is Dan. All right. So hi, Sydney. The actual person.
Sydney.
That's right. Sydney's a real one.
So yeah, tonight we're going to talk about Ozzy for the majority of the show. We will talk about other people who've passed away this year because we don't want to make it entirely about Ozzy because we're talking movies. That's the name of the show, and Ozzy has been in movies, but we do want to give props to other people who've passed away this year. We don't want to pass up on anybody, and definitely some notable people have passed away this year. But excuse me, but Ozzy just sort of is. For most of us who are on the show, Kenny is the exception because he is not an Ozzy fan.
sorry.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, Sydney just put it in the chat. I'm still numb over Ozzy's death. I mean, it's been, a week and 2 days from now, it'll be a month since he passed away, and I'm still getting over it. I know a lot of people are. It's all over still, the internet, people getting over it, having problems dealing with it. It's just been a huge thing that's hit, everybody of a certain age.
Except for Kenny.
Who was
God,
into his music.
Don't make me out to be a dick or anything like that.
No.
I felt bad. The man passed away, but it wasn't. I didn't.
No,
listen
you
to
weren't. You weren't like, yeah, that asshole's dead. No, it wasn't like
No,
that.
I just didn't listen to his music. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, we'll
And
give you a
man.
pass.
I'm just
Yeah,
picking
there's
at
nothing wrong with that. If one of the guys from Air Supply died, I'm sure you'd be really upset.
Dude, if Billy Joel passes away, I'm going to be a fucking wreck.
Right.
I'll be
Oh,
upset
my
with
God.
that.
Well, that's
I'll
major
be
too,
upset
though.
with that one as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Air
that's a
Supply,
big
fuck
name
that guy.
entertainer.
Huey Lewis, Brian Adams.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be
we all
really
have our
upset, yeah.
favorites, but it just so happens that 4 out of the 5 of the people in this room are, heavy metal
That's
people.
okay.
So
We got
I-
one churchgoer and 4 that are going to hell.
well, Ken's calling you out. Not a fan of Ozzy.
I'm sorry,
Blasphemy.
Ken. Ken's a loyal follower on my blog that I do daily. Thanks, Ken, for coming.
Okay.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks for stopping by. So Sydney's already. Hey, Greg, how's it going?
up, Greg?
Sydney's already dropping questions in there, and he's actually got the feel of what I was planning to do tonight because we're all got our own personal connections to Ozzy and what he's done. So I thought I'd ask everybody, including myself, some questions about Ozzy, like memories and favorite albums and favorite songs and that kind of stuff. And I just thought we'd go around. Kenny, you can answer with whatever you've got. If you've got an answer, if not, that's cool. I don't want to make you feel left out. But what I do want to do is kind of give you the floor for a second, just to give people sort of perspective of how are you familiar with Ozzy, and what is your perspective of him or whatever.
For me, like I knew, like in school and stuff, when you get your the paper covers on your notebooks like that, everybody would like either have the Ozzy on there, or Iron Maiden, or Judas Priest, or Styx. People would write, or they would cover your books up with that. I was familiar with Ozzy because I seen the MTV concert that I think was on in '82. that was on
Mhm.
MTV when it first came out.
Yep.
And I remember him because I always made fun of him. Everybody clap your hands!
I love you all.
Yeah.
But every time he was like, clap your hands, everybody. And then I was telling the guys, I probably know more songs from the Black Sabbath guys, but I only knew my mom used to take us to the Philadelphia Civic Center or to see wrestling once a month, and the Philly Spectrum. But NWA was in the Philly, and they used to play Iron Man. And if you guys are wrestling fans in the '80s, Road Warriors used to come out with the shoulder pads, with like the spikes and shit. They played Iron Man. That place, you could actually feel the floor, go from the crowd going and the music going. So that's how I was familiar with that. But like through high school, I knew Crazy Train. Like there was like I've known more now talking to these guys. I've known like 7 songs. Like everybody knew the Lita Ford song because everybody loved Lita Ford in high school.
Yeah.
The Close Your Eyes Forever song.
Yep.
My Mom Coming Home. And there's a show that I listen to in the morning, Boomer and Geo, that play No More Tears. That's how I knew it. And I'm like, oh, that's Ozzy. So other than that, and my mom was infatuated with watching the Osbournes. So it's basically like this man's had 3 different careers, from going to the group to solo to being everybody's favorite father. That can't work the fucking remote. Like one of my mom's favorite thing was like, I am the Prince of Darkness and I can't do the remote control. So that's how I know him. So I'll just pawn it off to you guys. I'm interested in learning because this is going to be a learning show. So
Okay.
I'm interested in everybody else's. But that's how I know Ozzy, and I'm like familiar with like in high school, like Dan knows, everybody had like if you go see a concert, next day you're wearing the concert shirt. So I was familiar with like Bark at the Moon, but I didn't know that was a song. Diary of a Madman, because I just seen like the Funko Pops and all that stuff. So I'm not like totally like like dense to him, but I didn't know any of his songs other than the ones I brought up. So,
Gotcha.
Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hey, Jeremy. Sorry,
Jeremy.
You need to go to work in 7 hours. You can watch the replay. We'll be here. No, that's cool. That helps us get a perspective of where you're at, and did you watch the Osbournes at all? Your mom watched it. Did you?
My mom watched it. No,
Yeah,
I would like when she started getting sicker. I started watching it with her, but I didn't watch any reality TV.
Okay, I was just curious. I never watched it either, believe it or not. At the time it came out, I was working late night, and I wasn't watching TV at all at that time, so I never watched it.
My mom liked it because his wife was on the Talk. She used to watch the Talk during the day, so Sharon was on the Talk. And she really liked Sharon. She thought she was, as my mom would say, a neat girl. So like my mom had no idea who her husband was until my mom thought it was the guy that bit off the bat's head.
Yeah,
that's all she knew about Ozzy.
Ken says that he discovered Black Sabbath due to the Road Warriors entrance. That's cool.
There you go.
And that's actually the first question I have for everybody. What is your first Ozzy or Black Sabbath memory? How did you discover Ozzy? And I'll start with Jim.
First time I heard Ozzy's voice, I went over to a friend's house when I was in about 6th or 7th grade, I guess. So this would have been late 70s. And his brother had an album, which I didn't know it was a greatest hits album at the time, but at the time I just thought it was an album called We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll from Black Sabbath. And I heard Iron Man. That first, just the boom, 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 with the bass drum, and then, that riff. But it was the I am Iron Man that got me as a kid. I was just like, what the hell is this? Okay.
Yeah.
And then the second song I heard right after that was Sweet Leaf, which is the ode to marijuana, funny enough. but it's the beginning of that song that got me. It's literally a guy, and I just thought that was the funniest shit I ever heard as a child. Okay, jump forward a couple of years, and Geek Jim went to band camp. This one time at band camp, I heard this guy named Ozzy Osbourne, and a guy that I met at that band camp had a cassette tape from Ozzy called Blizzard of Oz. And the first time, everybody talks about Crazy Train, which is a great song. But the first time I heard that guitar riff from I Don't Know, it still gives me goosebumps every time I hear that song. It's just, and from that moment on, I was an Ozzy fan. It just, I didn't see him live until years later. We'll get to that later. Okay, how ironic that shit turned out to be. Okay, but it started off with Sabbath. I became a bigger fan with Blizzard of Oz, but I really didn't become a huge fan, believe it or not, until the 90s. Because at that point from high school, I was so obsessed with Rush and Van Halen and Led Zeppelin, nothing else really existed. These other bands were kind of on the periphery to me, including Ozzy. When I got a little bit older, that's when I actually went back and discovered Iron Maiden and Metallica and Ozzy and some of these other bands, and then became obsessed with them as well. So.
That's cool. Dan, what about you?
Well, I remember I remember going to soccer practice as a kid and seeing shirts that the other boys were wearing for like AC/DC, with the one album cover with the Angus had the horns. Yeah. And then it was actually like a Dio era Black Sabbath, the Heaven and Hell cover. And I remember thinking, like, I wasn't afraid of it, but I remember thinking my parents aren't going to go for any of this stuff. So I was I was the oldest kid. So I was, there was nobody else in the house listening to any kind of music or anything, buying cassette tapes. So I had to like really ease into it. It wasn't until I got into high school that I started to get into it. And it's like with Jim said, like I was more interested in, back then it was like Rat and Motley Crue and Maiden and Priest and Dio. I did see Dio in concert. That was like a huge highlight. And it was only later. But of course, also at the same time, I remember the videos, MTV. I remember seeing the Bark at the Moon video.
Yeah.
Which I just, for whatever reason, for years, that was so hard to find. But I did find it. It's on YouTube today. I showed it to my son because I was telling him about the werewolf makeup and everything. And I even remember that was on the cover of a Fangoria.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rick
and
Baker.
then in the next issue, some people wrote in there, were like, you wasted the space on the cover for a heavy metal video. And I was like, come on, that was great makeup. Like
Rick Baker did that makeup.
Hell yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's fun. So, I remember that sort of mini controversy. Of course, I do remember my dad saying, isn't that the guy that bit the head off a chicken once? And I was like, and I had to explain it to him. It wasn't a chicken. It was a bat. It was an accident. Somebody, the whole story.
Yeah.
But it was only later that I got into Dio era Black Sabbath. And then I started to go back and get into Ozzy era Black Sabbath. And then I really started to get an appreciation for the whole era. And also just being a horror fan. I mean,
yeah.
What are they named after? Freaking Black Sabbath. I got it on the shelf right over there,
Yeah.
There's so many tie-ins,
Yep.
Osbourne's The Show. I didn't really love it. I didn't really love reality shows, especially like about family ones. I actually thought like the end of American Chopper was like one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life. So I was not really interested in seeing those sort of family dynamics where some of the kids were like, I don't even want to be in the show, But I did see a few episodes, I mean, I just found a song today, Crack Cocaine. Did you guys hear that? Came out like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. With Steve Stevens. So that was kind of cool. But like if I were to, he's not a guy like I would go hunt for. You know what I mean? Like pretty much like if Bruce Dickinson comes out with a solo album, I don't like it as much as Iron Maiden, but I'm going to know about it. I'm going to find it, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, he was Ozzy though, so he was like I later on I started to really hold him in high regard, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Cool. Mike, what about you?
Well, first time, like you guys have been saying, MTV, 1986, roughly. Ultimate Sin album. Yeah, they were showing Shot in the Dark. And, maybe Lightning Strikes. I'm not sure. One of the two videos, but
They had
just
one
like-
for the Ultimate Sin too.
yeah, and the
'Cause he
ultimate,
was like a Texas oil millionaire. And
Yeah.
he was doing this shit.
yeah, they were cool videos, and like me and my sister would watch it. And it was like, man, this is cool. This is cool. And started digging them then, but then to go back to Black Sabbath, I first heard again with MTV. They showed this older show called The Basement Tapes, and they would
Yeah.
show old
Yeah.
performances. But I saw Black Sabbath doing, I guess, Iron Man, maybe Paranoid, on that the beat thing, whatever. It's a German TV show. Anyway, they took a clip from it. But that's how I first heard Black Sabbath. And yeah, I mean, I never got to see him in concert and all that good stuff. But yeah, a lot of people talk about that album like it's not a good album. And I've been jamming it for a while, even before he died.
The Ultimate
It's like,
Sin.
this is, yeah, The Ultimate Sin. It's like,
That's a good album. I like
Yeah,
that's a
that.
pretty good
Great
album. Yeah. I don't know.
I like that album better than the one that came after it.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I'm a big J.K. Lee fan. Maybe that's why. But
Yeah.
Randy Rhoads is probably first. So if you're going to do guitarists later, I'll give you my top 5. but that's about it.
Okay.
Rest is
All right.
history. Like everybody else, let's see, here's the Lita Ford song, all that stuff, and then went back and discovered stuff. And I really got into Black Sabbath without Ozzy for a while there, and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those people that you can't. Everybody kind of knows who he is, more or less. Even with the infamous part, like biting a head off of a bat or a dove or something.
the dove was on purpose. The bat was an accident.
Right.
But
Because he thought the bat was rubber, like a toy, and it was a real bat.
Yeah.
Right.
The dove, he meant to just put its head in his mouth, but he was drunk, and he did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So everybody knows who he is, good or bad. They have some kind of ideal of who Ozzy is. Yeah, a lot of it MTV. I mean, big thing about MTV that really turned me on to a lot of people. So that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, I discovered him. I was actually introduced to him by my mom's boyfriend at the time. Back in the late 70s, I was a huge Kiss fan. A big surprise, huh? And
We all
I think,
were, except for
yeah,
him.
he went to a record store. I think he was determined to get me off what he thought was, too much of a kiddie band. So he went out and he bought me 3 albums. He bought me Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, Led Zeppelin 2, and then this K-Tel compilation called Heavy Metal, which had a whole bunch of different bands on it. And it had Iron Man by Black Sabbath on it. And I had the exact same reaction as you, Jim. I heard that bass drum and then that riff and that electrified voice,
Yep.
I am Iron Man. And I was
Yep.
like, holy crap, what is this? This is cool. And that immediately became my favorite song out of any of those records.
Yep.
But I
was
didn't.
So stupid. I thought it was about the actual comic book character.
Yeah, I did too at first. But
Yep.
then, you listen to the lyrics and,
Yep.
it told the story and it was sort of about somebody who was, kind of ostracized and alienated.
Yep.
And I've told you guys 100,000 times about when I was a kid, I've sort of felt sort of alienated and ostracized as a
Yep.
kid. So I sort of gravitated towards that song and I thought it was great, but I never went out and bought any Black Sabbath albums or anything because I didn't have a lot of money when I was a kid, so I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of albums. But later, I started getting into heavy metal, all sorts of bands around 82, 83, and I went out and I got Bark at the Moon. That was my first solo Ozzy album, and I had seen the video like you, Dan. I saw the video and I was like hooked, and I saw it on Friday Night Videos, which NBC used to show on Friday nights. So we didn't have MTV, so we had Friday Night Videos. And I got hooked on that, went out and bought the album, and just fell in love with that. And J.K. Lee was my first, guitar player for Ozzy that I fell in love with. And then I was hooked. Then I went and I got Ultimate Sin when it came out, and I got No Rest for the Wicked, which I like, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad album, but
Yeah.
I like the Ultimate Sin more.
Oh yeah. But yeah, then I just became a fan, and all my friends, we all were just listening to Ozzy all the time. And then it wasn't until later that I got back into the Black Sabbath catalog. I went back like you, Mike. I got into Black Sabbath, all phases of Black Sabbath, like the Tony Martin years, the Ronnie James Dio years, even Born Again. I love that album. It's hardly a Black Sabbath proper album, but it's hilarious to listen to the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got introduced to Ozzy. Greg had something here. He said he was always an Ozzy fan, even at an early age. Some of my earliest memories listening to music was Ozzy Osbourne and AC/DC. My dad was a big fan as well. So good parenting.
Dan's absolutely right. For a while there, you couldn't turn on MTV without Ozzy being on there.
Right.
And usually, like Kenny said, with the concert video, he always had no shirt on with the big ass tattoos on his chest, the dragon and the other. And every time those videos would come on, my older sister would be like, "Ew, he's so fat. Put a shirt on."
I remember watching MTV, that same concert that Kenny was talking about in '82. At the time, I wasn't really into heavy metal. I was into new wave stuff. And we started watching that concert. And I remember him walking across the stage, and he was doing that. And I'm like, this guy has no rhythm whatsoever. He's just plodding across the stage, like what is wrong with him?
Drunk or drugged out of his mind, The radio station that I ended up winning tickets to, ironically enough, they used to, for years, they ran a promo, which was one of the funniest damn things I ever heard. They'd be like, here's Ozzy reading a book, and you hear, and they're like, here's Ozzy talking to his children about life. Here's Ozzy singing Crazy Train. We're all about it. You're like, Ozzy can't speak, but man, can he sing, Yeah.
That's why I didn't really like the Osbournes as much, because they always seemed like they were just making fun of them for the most part. A lot of the time.
Yeah, a little too up close and personal, with.
Well, even that, I think they played that up a little bit,
Yeah.
I mean, because there's really no such thing as reality TV. I mean, unless you're watching sports or the news.
Yeah.
And even then, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe nowadays.
Yeah, maybe the first season of The Real World, but after that, I was
just going to say that too.
After that, everybody else was, trying to do something. Yeah,
it's funny.
Like, hey, wait a minute.
I was watching the Basement Tapes, the show that was made in 2024, where the Osbournes go back and watch the old episodes of the Osbournes and react to it. And Jack said that they didn't have any scripts for the first season. They just filmed them 24/7, and then they put some stuff together in the editing room, and they didn't really have stories. They just sort of had loose things going through them. And he said even when they had situations, they would just have somebody come on and do something and say, hey, let's go do this and whatever. They didn't really have scripts for them. Yeah.
Let's have a scenario and see what happens.
Right. Yeah. Which I believe, but yeah, their reality TV is most of the time not very.
No.
So my next question
sucks.
Yeah. My next question for everybody, except for Kenny, I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
Ah, poor Kenny.
We'll get the Hulk Hogan eventually. Don't worry, Kenny.
Yeah, we'll talk about Hulk Hogan. And some of us have touched on that. What was your first Ozzy or Black Sabbath album?
Blizzard of Oz was the first one I bought.
Okay.
And the first Sabbath, cassette. And same thing, cassette. The first Black Sabbath tape I ever bought was Paranoid.
Okay. Dan?
Bought? Wow, I'm ashamed to say I don't know if I ever bought a cassette or an album. Like I said, I was too busy. I've got two CDs of Peace of Mind by Iron Maiden in my car, and those are just the most recent two. I burned through a couple more way back in the day, but
right.
I would say the first one I sort of put in a heavy rotation would be, Ozzy era Black Sabbath would be the first Black Sabbath, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put that on YouTube and just play always in order and just
Right.
listen to the whole album. Yeah.
Okay. Mike?
I would say, like Jim brought up, we sold ourselves for rock and roll cassette, and seems like I had that for a long time. Back in the day with MTV, it was just like I didn't have a lot of money either to get cassettes and stuff all the time,
Right.
but yeah, I don't know. I would copy a lot of stuff on the cassette off, maybe dub somebody's friend's tape or something. But I think with Ozzy, dang, I think it was a Diary of a Madman. Eventually, I got that tape.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That's
Okay.
That's a great album. I think.
Yeah.
That one, I mean, when it's all said and done, that I don't know if you're planning on ranking like the top albums or whatever, but that one's definitely in the top 3 for me of Ozzy's. I love that.
Oh
album.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, the first, like I said, the first Ozzy album I got was Bark at the Moon. The first Black Sabbath album I ever got was We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll. That was the first one I bought. After that, the actual first Ozzy era album I got was Volume 4. That was the first one.
Yeah, that's a good
Texas said, first time I heard Black Sabbath, I was unfortunately hanging out with a girl and her friend who invited a bunch of dumb stoners to hang out and they were playing Sweet.
Yeah. Like I said, the beginning of that song just killed me as a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't get the, I just thought it was just a funny song,
Yeah.
Years later, I got the, what
You get
what
the
connection
reference.
was, but but
Yeah.
Isn't
Tony
it weird?
Iommi
Like,
says that they were passing around a joint and they recorded that, and he's like, "Yeah, that is my vocal contribution to Black Sabbath."
Absolutely. It has become
Isn't
iconic.
it
I mean,
weird?
It has. It's just
yeah, like back in the day, that was so like, oh my god,
Right? Yeah.
God, they're smoking pot. Oh my god. And now it's just like you don't even think about,
Yeah. Sydney has a question. What albums of Black Sabbath is overrated and underrated in your opinion? Anybody want to take that? I'm assuming Ozzy era. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sydney.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, because outside of, well, the 2 Dio albums, I mean, I kind of tuned out of Sabbath after that. So, see, I don't think, well, Never Say Die isn't all that great of an album, but it's not too many people would say that's a great album. So I don't know if that would be considered underrated or overrated. And as far as, I mean, their first 4 albums are flawless in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, they are. Every one of those albums are great. So I don't know how to answer that, to be honest. I really don't.
Anybody else
Now,
want to take a swing at it?
if you're going with Ozzy's catalog, I can answer it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Overrated, I would say, sorry guys, because I know you guys have discussed it a couple of times, but Bark at the Moon. I think Bark at the Moon is a great song. It's got a phenomenal guitar solo in it. Okay. But quite frankly, when it's all said and done, there's only a couple of songs on that album that I really like. Okay. As far as underrated goes, Down to Earth, which came out in 2001, I believe. And
I think so, yeah.
that album, again, it's not a classic like No More Tears or Blizzard of Oz, but it's a solid album from top to bottom. So that would be my answer for that.
Okay. Anybody else want to go with Ozzy? Underrated, overrated?
I would say Bark at the Moon too, actually, as much as like what Jim said. I mean, that, the title track, great. But for some reason, just some of it, like the way it opens up, you got Bark at the Moon, and then the second song is like a slow song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
it kind of
uneven.
loses.
It's
yeah,
uneven.
yeah, it loses momentum and stuff. But a couple of songs that just, I don't know.
Except Bark at the Moon and Rock and Roll Rebel.
Yeah.
I love both of those songs.
I like Spiders too.
And Spiders.
Spiders is interesting.
Spiders is different, and
It's definitely different.
Yeah, and I really like Spiders. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. I wanted somebody else to kind of break the ice with that, because it's like,
I'm never afraid to break the ice.
but like you said, Bark at the Moon is such a classic, man. The riff and everything, and then just some of the other songs are just so, it's uneven, like you said. But still, it's a great album. It's still a great album.
I'm not shitting on it. I just think it's overrated.
Yeah. But I wouldn't, like some albums, like I said, like with the original Black Sabbath album, I always listen to that start to finish. The same thing with Sad Wings of Destiny by Priest. All like, it's hard for me to listen to it out of order, but you're right. For Bark at the Moon, it's well known because of that era, because a lot of us were in high school and MTV. Yeah. It was on MTV, but like when you go back and you listen to it, it doesn't flow like the other ones. So I guess that would be maybe a little overrated. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because like you said, Bark at the Moon's a classic. Rock and Roll Rebel. I like So Tired. I love that song, but it's a good not
song.
It's not a kick-ass rock and roll song, and it's kind of a weird song, but I still like it. But yeah, I would agree with you. And when I think of like the classic Ozzy albums that from the beginning, I think that's where there's like a big drop off from Diary of a Madman to Bark at the Moon.
Yeah.
In terms of, and you got to point to the fact that Randy Rhoads isn't on it. I mean, as much as you don't want to say Ozzy was only successful because of Randy Rhoads, but
no, but I think a lot of, not to cut you off, I think because of that, I think a lot of the songwriting, the heart wasn't there for Ozzy, because of he had such a connection with Randy Rhoads,
right?
Right, and that's why I think The Ultimate Sin is a stronger album than Bark at the Moon, because now he's got a second album with Jake E. Lee.
Yeah.
And that relationship is a little bit stronger, and blah blah blah. That's just my opinion. I might be completely off, No,
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. Yeah. Like they both did 2 albums, Randy did 2, Jake did 2.
Yep.
And then
they're just getting warmed up.
Then you got Zach, and Zach's been, Zach Wilde doesn't get enough love, in my opinion. He doesn't. That guy is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
like
think
a lot of his solo stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Black Label Society.
Black Label Society. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Blessed Hell Ride's a really good one.
Mm-hmm. I think he gets a lot of shit because he does those pinch harmonics all the time, the squealies, and
sounds good.
Yeah. Sometimes though, we can go a little overboard on it.
They just do the same thing with Eddie doing the with the finger tapping and shit. And it's like, hey, if that's your trademark, if that's your sound, that's what people expect. So
right. I'm just saying that the thing that I hear people complain about Zach Wilde the most is the pinch harmonics all the time. Yeah. And he doesn't need them because he's great without them. He can do all the other shit too.
Yeah.
But that's his trademark. All right.
It was cool though when came out with No Rest for the Wicked. Yeah, that was 18 or 19 or something.
Yeah, he was just a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on fire and stuff.
Yeah, Ken says Zach Wilde has a Black Sabbath cover band called Zach Sabbath.
Yeah. I like some of those covers.
Yeah, they're coming to my state here in a little while. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know he was playing with Pantera, but they kind of like stopped the tour after Ozzy died. I don't know if they restarted it up yet or not, but
I thought they were just done.
No, they were touring still, and then Ozzy passed away, and they stopped their tour because of it, because they said it was affecting them. I mean, shit.
Well, yeah.
Of course, it was affecting Zach Wilde.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
He played with them for over a decade, but
right.
Yeah, apparently it was pretty devastating for all of them. So they just kind of said, "Fuck it,
actually, the funny thing is, I just saw a quote today. It said the quote was attributed to Pantera, so I don't know who said it, but it was from a while ago. It was about Osby. It was a great quote. I wish I wrote it down, but obviously, of course, they looked up to him, just like they did. They had a tribute song for Dio and Dimebag. No, I'm thinking of Anthrax. Never mind. That was Anthrax that had the tribute song for Dio. But, all those guys sort of looked up to and respected each other. mostly.
Yep.
And Ozzy gave a lot of bands a crack on the road. I mean, he helped break a lot of bands, you know. And a lot of those bands, the day he died, they were the first ones to go on social media and say,
Yep.
we would not have had the career we had without Ozzy Osbourne.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yep.
And we'll get into that in a little bit because, I'm going to tell you guys some concert lineups. And, I saw some good bands because of Ozzy.
Hey, Texas. Max Sabbath, the cover band.
Hilarious.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
There's a video where his son takes him to see them.
Yeah.
It's a surprise thing. He just says, "Get in the truck, Dad. Let's go." And he just walks in. It's very funny.
Yeah, I want to see the Grimace sing "Fairies Wear Boots." That would be awesome. I could die happy.
Yeah. I gotta look that up.
Hey, Sean. Welcome
Hey, Sean,
to the
how's
show.
it going, buddy?
Hey, Sean.
All right. So the next question I had, Mike, you said you never got to see him. Mr. Dan, I don't remember if you saw him or not, but what was your first Ozzy concert?
Who, mine?
Yeah, that'd be you.
July 3rd. I wrote this shit down. I actually went back and did some research here. It was a fine day, July 3rd, 1992, for you youngsters out there. Alpine Valley Music Theater in East Troy, Wisconsin, which is the same arena that Stevie Ray Vaughan died in, unfortunately. Saw that concert too, but that's another show. But anyways, No More Tears came out. He toured with it. Blind Melon opened that concert. And he dubbed that tour the No More Tours tour because he wasn't going to tour anymore. And that's when I went, holy shit, this will be my last chance to see Ozzy. So I went out and got tickets, and great show. It really was. No More Tears is my favorite Ozzy album, and it's possibly because of that tour being the first time I saw him. Okay. But it was a phenomenal concert. But yeah, No More Tours. Okay. I'm the only one that saw Ozzy, right?
Nope.
Oh, you saw Ozzy.
Yep.
Okay. When did you see him?
I saw him twice. Do you know Setlist FM, the site?
Yes.
Okay. That's where I put all my concert stuff. So I just popped it in there. It's February 1st, 1992. I saw him in Erie, PA. It was the Theater of Madness tour. It was actually the tour for, I take that back. I am wrong. December 12th, 1988. It was on the No Rest for the Wicked tour.
Yeah.
I saw him at the Richfield Coliseum.
Nice.
What's that?
I said, you saw him before I did. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw him with Zakk Wylde on his first tour. The opening band was Anthrax.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was a lot of fun, but that was the same tour that he eventually went to Philadelphia, Kenny, and he recorded a concert in Philly. It was in a theater. So it wasn't the same. What's that?
TLA, Theater of Living Arts.
I think so. I don't know 100% for sure, but you can find it on YouTube. The whole show is on there.
Hey, Sean,
yeah.
Was that a pay-per-view special back then?
Yeah, it was on MTV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Seems like there was a pay-per-view thing back then. Remember,
it could have been.
Yeah. I could have swore it was that or something else. But
yeah.
It was like $10. It's like, oh my God, $10.
Right.
To my parents back then, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind. Sorry.
I used to love when they used to have pay-per-views concerts on there.
Yeah.
I seen Phil Collins on there. Here's one I bet Jim never seen. New Kids on the Block. I
watched No. But I do remember seeing Rush Exit Stage Left on MTV for free.
Oh, wow.
And lost my mind, and that's what turned me into a Rush fan. So
wow. That's cool.
But no, you saw him in 88. That's awesome.
I saw him in 88, yeah, and Anthrax was the opener. That was the first time I saw him. I only saw him one other time, which was that other one.
That concert in Philly was at the Tower Theater.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I pulled it up because I could only think, Dan, it only had to be small theater, either TLA or Tower Theater.
Yeah. It was the Tower. You're right.
So yeah,
I think that was a pay-per-view. Yeah, I remember the Tower. There was a lot of shows recorded there.
Yeah, I know it was on TV. I don't remember, because I remember watching it, sitting down to watching it, but I don't remember paying for it or not. But at the time it was on, we had a C-band satellite with a chip that we could watch stuff that was scrambled.
I was just going to say, somebody had a hot box. I won't say who.
We did.
Mhm.
So it could have been a pay-per-view, but I didn't pay for it. So
Yeah, I can't remember for sure though. But
How much?
Yeah.
Like back then, how much would a concert pay-per-view have cost?
it was like $10.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
probably like
Collins was
10,
only
15
$10.
bucks.
I can't
yeah,
imagine.
that
All
weren't
right,
that bad.
all right.
Yeah, the higher end stuff was like the wrestling pay-per-views because they were
Like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I
well,
remember
Mike
Tyson.
Tyson was
$50, right? Yeah.
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 And people paid it because I did. Like,
Yeah, I did. I did. And 8 seconds later, I was like, why did I pay
yeah.
$50 to watch Tyson knock somebody out in 8 seconds again?
This will be a quick story. I used
Was
to
that one
get
of those
every
Holyfield?
Tyson fight, paid $50 for it, had to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom.
Came out,
back
it was
out.
over.
I missed the fight. It was
Yep.
the one where he knocked the guy out in 8 seconds.
Yeah.
My buddy puts on his coat. And he goes, "All right, I'll see you tomorrow." I'm like, "Where the fuck you going? To game? Fights?" He goes, "Oh, while you were in the bathroom, it was over." And then it was like I was waiting for the replay, and Jimmy kept on laughing. He's going, "You just paid $50 for a fight you didn't see, stupid."
Yep.
And I was like,
Oh.
"Well." At least you and my brother enjoyed it. So
Because even the undercard sucked.
So
Okay,
you never
so-
saw him, Dan?
No,
You
I
never
never
got to
saw him
see
in concert. I don't remember any buzz about him coming to town. Because I remember, like, when Bruce Springsteen came, somebody asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, to be honest with you, I don't. No, thanks anyway. Thanks for asking me. But, like, I remember getting hyped to see, like, Twisted Sister and Dio and Rat, even though they were only
Bon
opening
Jovi was huge.
Philly Square. I can't figure out in my head who I saw Bon Jovi open for, but when I saw Bon Jovi, they opened for someone. This was way before. This was back when She's a Little Runaway was their big.
Yeah.
That was their.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was trying to think because I remember because my friend, she loved Bon Jovi. I think she's gone to like over 100 Bon Jovi shows just probably in the Philly area, and like that Slippery When Wet and the I'm sorry, I'm derailing it.
No, that's
yeah.
all.
It was when Skid Row had that album. And they opened for Bon Jovi, and the one time he goes, "Are you here to see those fucking pussy Bon Jovi guys?" And that was their last tour with Bon Jovi, and they were friends too. They were friends too because they were a New Jersey act too. So all of a sudden,
was Cinderella.
opened.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was just
Cinderella.
gonna say Cinderella just started, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw Cinderella open
Yeah, they're-
for Bon Jovi the one time I saw Bon Jovi, and Cinderella was better than Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Cinderella's from the county, the actual
Yeah.
county I'm in Jersey.
I've seen
Now, Cinderella's
several
underrated.
times.
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first concert was Cinderella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Long Cold Winter.
Yeah, I saw him open for David Lee Roth in Pittsburgh in
Nice.
'86.
Oh, wow.
Yankee Rose.
Yep. Guess which one was better?
Was that when Dave had the giant blow up microphone he would bounce on or something?
I don't remember that being on stage, but that
No,
was definitely
that
a
was
video.
the Skyscraper tour. That would have been the second. That would have been the next tour.
Yeah, I saw that tour
Eat 'em and
too.
Smile was the one that you saw,
Yeah,
Sean.
yeah, I saw Money
But-
and Smile, and I saw Skyscraper too. I saw both of those tours.
Yeah, Skyscraper. He definitely had that friggin'
Yeah,
inflatable whatever.
he
He,
had
he
the.
went from using a sword with Van Halen to an inflatable microphone. What a shame.
Yeah, he had
The
a
last time I
surfboard
seen-
too on
the
the
last time I seen him-
Skyscraper tour.
Yeah. The last time I seen him with Van Halen, he had the inflatable going around. They had like a little ring where the Van Halen, they had like the VH in the middle, and then they had the like halo on the bottom, and he's like bouncing around with it. I'm like,
Yeah, but that's not Van Halen. When you saw him, I mean, that was after the fact when
No.
he left and came back, and because his kid was playing bass then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No disrespect
Yeah,
to
don't get me
Wolfgang
started
Van
with
Halen.
that,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm no disrespect, but
Well,
sorry,
I am in the
that's not Van
minority
Halen.
where I like Hagar better than Roth. So.
I like Hagar's solo stuff better than David Lee Roth's solo stuff. But I'll
Oh,
take,
yeah.
I'll take David Lee Roth era Van Halen over any era of
Yeah.
Van Halen. Original, those first
Yeah.
6 albums.
Right.
So, yeah, we're way off topic now.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We are talking about music though, so
Yeah.
We are.
Okay.
We are.
So
Yeah.
All right.
1992, that No More Tours tour, right?
Yep.
yeah.
So jump forward 4 years. Osmosis comes out. Not a very good album, but Perry Mason's a great song. Okay.
Yeah, it is. I watched the video today. It's fun. Yeah.
I won tickets on the radio to see that tour, which was called the Retirement Sucks Tour. And I saw that on June 28th, 1996, and Typo Negative opened for him.
Oh.
And I didn't know who Typo Negative was at the time. And they were pretty damn good. Okay. But that was the one that the receptionist girl at my office, when she found out I won, insisted that I said that I was taking her to it. And like an idiot, took her because she had great rack and nothing happened. But great concert. It really was. Tinley Park, New World Theater at the time. Strangely enough, jump forward about actually same year, I think. I saw Rush there on the Test for Echo tour. They recorded the Different Stages live album at that venue that night.
No shit.
And it's the same venue as where I saw Ozzy on that tour. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I saw a lot of concerts at that one. So that was in 1996.
So we have both been immortalized on a Rush live recording.
Yes. You had a DVD and me on a CD going, woo!
Yep.
Hey, that's Jim's woo.
I will believe that until the day I die, Mike. Okay. Jump forward 2 more years. Ozfest, 1998. Right before I went to jail, but that's a totally different discussion. But we're back in Alpine Valley. Okay. July 19th, 1998. And again, I won tickets on the radio for this one as well, for the beer deck that I was telling you guys about. And that was a great fucking show. All right. These are just the bands that were on the main stage. Okay. Motorhead, Incubus, Soulfly, Seven Dust, Megadeth, Tool, Ozzy.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah.
Jump forward 2 more years. This lineup might even be better. Ozfest 2000, same arena. This is August 6th, 2000, Alpine. Okay. Disturbed, POD, Static X, Incubus, Godsmack, Pantera, Ozzy.
Ooh,
Wow.
wow.
That one was an awesome show. We got, instead of being in the lawn like we were, even though we were on that beer deck, technically we were in the lawn. Okay.
Yeah.
We decided to get pavilion seats for that one.
Ooh.
We're sitting there watching the show. It's all good. And I'll never forget it. Static X is on, right? This is like, they were the 3rd band or whatever. So it's still daylight.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy, Bob, who was like 10 years my senior, sitting next to me. We're getting into the music. And about that time, we see a couple of kids sitting about 2 or 3 rows in front of us doing this. And we're under like a cover. And we're like, what the fuck? And then about that time, we see it again. We're looking about that time, we see dirt clogs come flying in from the hill. And it clocked this kid right upside the head. And if there was a rock in it, it probably would have killed him. Okay.
Oh my God.
But for the rest of the show, my buddy's doing this, all fucking day long. But it was a phenomenal show. It really was. That was the only time I ever got to see Pantera.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I got to see Dimebag, and that makes me extremely happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Last one, and this one's real funny. Okay, I got a little story on this one. The Merry Mayhem Tour, 2001. December 6th, 2001, at the Allstate Arena, formerly the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago. Okay. This was right after 9/11, obviously. Okay, a couple months. So this is when they were finally starting to do big events again. Okay, because you guys remember after that shit, the first couple of months they weren't letting people do anything outside of maybe a movie theater. Okay.
Yep.
So right before we left, my buddy, the same guy that I went to Ozfest with, we're leaving his house and his wife goes, we're rolling a couple of joints for the road and for the show. She goes, don't you idiots get arrested. And I said, bitch, I've been smoking weed in the concerts for years and I've never blah, 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 blah. So we're smoking fatty in the parking lot. We're smoking this, we're smoking that. We go in. It's the first time I ever walked in and saw a full SWAT team sitting there with like full, and it was like, holy shit, these guys ain't fucking around. But we got in the show, main stage, Rob Zombie comes on, we're in the middle of it. I go to light up a joint. I got 2 hits off this thing, and all of a sudden I feel this on my shoulder. Turn around, there's a cop standing right there. And I'm just like, oh man, I am fucked. So I walk over and he goes, okay, you must be the dumbest son of a bitch alive. He goes, I'm going to give you one chance. He goes, if you have anything else on you, give it to me now, and I'm not going to arrest you. But if you say you got nothing and you make me look and I find something, you're going to jail. And I'm thinking, there is no way in hell you were taking my suburban white ass to a Chicago jail. Here you go, officer. And I did. I had 3 joints on me. I'm like, here you go. Gave him back to him. And he goes, okay, go back. If I even see you light a cigarette in here, I'm taking you to jail tonight. And I'm like, no problem, no problem. I get back and my buddy's like, so you still got those other 2 joints? I'm like, shut the fuck up, Bob. And we just sat there for the rest of the show. But that was the last time I saw Ozzy. That was in 2001.
Wow.
And Rob Zombie was incredible. He put on a great show. I mean, just great. I've seen Rob Zombie a couple of times since, but so
I've never seen him.
He always puts on, whether you like his music or not, he always puts
his
on
show.
a really good show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
it was a good show.
I thought about going to see him over the summer. He was playing with Filter and I think somebody else, maybe Alice Cooper. Maybe. I don't know. But the venue that they were at, it's a hell of a place to get into and out of. And I would have had taken off work. And I like Rob Zombie, but not as much as I like Filter, which probably is weird for some of you. But I just said, screw it. I'm not going to go. And I ended up not going.
Teenage Nosferatu pussy. Believe it or not, that is a Rob Zombie song.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah. As Sean said, God, I hate Seven Dust, and I've had to see them 3 times because they were always on some bill with good bands.
I saw Seven Dust 3 times on bills with good bands, and I always thought they were great every time I saw them. And I actually liked Seven Dust the first couple of albums. I kind of tuned out after that.
Yeah.
But that was in the middle of that new metal phase where every band out there was kind of doing the rap rock shit.
Yeah.
And as far as that goes, I always thought Seven Dust was one of the better ones.
Yeah, I never got into them. They have a couple songs that are okay, but I'm not a huge fan.
I think they opened for 3 Doors Down.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems like an odd bill.
Somehow I got tickets to that, and it was Filter. Wait a minute. Fuel. 3 Doors Down, and Seven Dust.
See, I can see Fuel and 3 Doors Down together, but Seven Dust does seem a little off for that bill.
It seems a little too high powered for that lineup.
But yeah, I probably would have enjoyed Seven Dust the most out of those 3.
Seven Dust stinks like shit. Greg with the drop in the trivia. Seven Dust was managed by Twisted Sisters JJ French.
Yes, I knew that.
Yep. All right, getting back to Ozzy. All right, so we sort of touched on overrated, underrated Ozzy albums. What's your favorite Ozzy album?
I already said it. No more tears.
No More Tears? Okay.
Yeah. Every song on that album is good. There's not a bad track, not a bad song on it.
Okay. Dan?
Oh, that's a good one. What's the first one called? With
Blizzard of Oz.
Yeah. Blizzard. Duh. I guess I'll go with that one. Yeah.
That's my
Blizzard
number
of
three.
Every song
That's my
on
number
that
3.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike?
Well, I'll go with the second one. I'm gonna go with Diary of a Madman.
That's my number
I
2.
don't know. I've always loved that one.
Yeah, that's going to be my favorite. Is Diary. Just Randy Rhoads, just ridiculous on that. Absolutely, the peak of his power.
Just the 1-2 punch at the beginning of that album of Over the Mountain and Flying High Again. It's so good.
Yep, unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. This will even make it harder for you because I was going to have you guys put together lists, but I thought we'd be here all night. But what's your favorite Ozzy song that is not Crazy Train or Paranoid or Iron Man?
Yeah. See, I was thinking you might do that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is, and I just went with the first couple of albums, was I wrote down the songs from those albums that I really like. And of course, you know, Crazy Train's on Blizzard of Oz, you know, but I always tried to go with the deeper cuts. So for instance, on Blizzard of Oz, I would say either Mr. Crowley or Suicide Solution. Diary of a Madman, You Can't Kill Rock and Roll. Bark at the Moon, Rock and Roll Rebels, like we talked about. Ultimate Sin, Thank God for the Bomb. I fucking love that song, and that's what I put on my Instagram thing. And the last one, on No More Tears, it's kind of a tie between Hellraiser, which I really like, and Zombie Stomp, which nobody talks about. And that song is just fun. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So I'll shut up. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Mr. Dan?
I can do 2. I'll do 2. Like I already mentioned, I Just Want You. I like that song. As a matter of fact, when I was teaching ESL to adults, I printed out sometimes we would, at the end, we would listen to a song. And if I thought we can get something out of the lyrics, so I printed out the lyrics of that because it's got all this sort of the play on words and the opposites and everything. You know what I mean? I thought it would be like a good exercise. So I remember we listened to that and everyone read the lyrics. That and I guess I would go with wait a minute. Yeah, Jim mentioned it. Mr. Crowley. Every time I see one of those trucks that says Crowley on it, when I'm driving, I always go, Mr. Crowley. Every single time in my head. So yeah, those
every time I would watch a Hatchet movie, I'd be doing that shit. Mr. Crowley. So just, Mr. Crowley, put down that knife in my head.
Mike?
Oh Lord, it's hard. I don't know. I was kind of digging on I was listening to Mother Earth today, just for like I heard a live version of it. And I was like, man, I've never really listened to this song that.
No, it's a good song.
It's pretty cool.
Good deep cut.
Yeah. Man, it's pretty hard. Probably I'm just going to be generic and say Diary of a Madman because I know it's not the one I want to pick, but I can't decide. I just can't decide off.
That's a great song that hardly anybody ever talks about from that album.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't
because it's weird. It's a different type of song, you know. It's almost operatic, you know, but it's a great song. I love that song.
Yeah. I don't think they played it live very much when Randy was with the band or something. I heard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll be generic and go with that just because I know there's a deeper song on there that I like that.
All right. Mine's going to be a totally off the wall pick that probably nobody would think of, because everybody picks, you know, the same type of songs and everybody knows the same type of songs. But when I was in college, when No Rest for the Wicked came out, and for whatever reason, Fire in the Sky just connected with me for whatever reason. And every time I hear that song, I just crank it up. And I know it's not a classic Ozzy song, and I know Randy's not on it, and I know it's not, you know, one of his classic songs, but I love that song, and that's the one I'd pick. So,
if you want to go with the softer side, I'll go with "See You on the Other Side."
Yeah, that's a great song.
Osmosis. I really like that song.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is that off Osmosis or is that on No More Tears?
There was No More Tears, I thought.
No More Tears has got Mama, I'm Coming Home and Road to Nowhere on it.
Okay.
Oh,
Osmosis is See You on the Other Side, because
Okay.
that was like the big song actually. Because I think I don't know, or is that on Down to Earth? Hold on a second. No, I'm doubting myself. See what you do to me.
Greg says Osmosis.
Is it
Okay.
Osmosis? I thought so.
Okay. Yeah, you could be totally right on it. I've always thought it was No More Tears.
Yeah,
Because after No More Tears,
because Osmosis is kind of like a mellow album. I mean,
Yeah.
Perry Mason is like the hardest rocking song on that album
yeah.
as I remember.
After No More Tears, I started getting, I don't want to say not stopping listening to Ozzy, but I stopped buying albums as much, and I would hear like the singles that would come off the albums, but I wouldn't go into any of the deep cuts. So I've heard like Dreamer and Perry Mason and I Don't Want to Stop and
Down
that
to
kind of
Earth is a
stuff.
good album.
Yeah.
I think you'd like Down to Earth because again, that one's a little more like classic Ozzy. It's
Yeah.
a little harder edge to it.
Yeah, Black Rain I've listened to. That's not a bad album. But anybody that after Zach, like what was the other guitarist that played with him? Gus G.
I don't know. I kind of tuned out after that.
Yeah. I like,
And again, nothing
I don't-
against Ozzy. It's just that's about the time that I started getting into Tool really
yeah,
big.
and
some of
same
those
here.
other
I started
bands.
listening to other stuff like Tool, and I moved on. I started listening to Rush a lot, and I started listening to all sorts of different things. But I kept an eye on Ozzy, but I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to him. But yeah, that's when I sort of moved away from him. Hey, Ken got my back. That's right. There we go. Yeah, Sydney said Ozzy was never a songwriter. He would have members of the band writing lyrics for him. Yeah.
Which is fine, because again, I didn't have a problem with that because even in Sabbath,
Yep.
Bill Ward, as far as I know, wrote most of the lyrics, unless it's Geezer.
Geezer.
One of the
I
two.
think it was Geezer.
Was it Geezer? Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember it's one of them, because Iommi would come up with the riff and then that would be it,
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to mention that I thought was cool, and I forgot to mention it, was when I saw Ozzy play on the No Rest for the Wicked tour, Geezer was the bassist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was
that's
cool.
my one regret is I never got to see Ozzy with Sabbath.
Yeah.
I
me
never
too.
I never saw any iteration of Sabbath, unfortunately. I had a chance to go to the Black and Blue tour, which was Black Sabbath and Blue Oyster Cult. And something came up and I couldn't go at the last minute. So
when was that? Was that like 79?
I was a kid, so
They made
No,
a
isn't it?
movie, I thought.
Yeah, no,
Black-
that was in the 80s.
Was it?
Early 80s. Yeah, it was in the early 80s. But who knows? My mind isn't what it used to be.
Yeah, no.
My wife
I'm
calls
right
it
there with
Bruce
you.
Willis disease. I call it THC. So
Yeah, if you watch the Miracle Man video, Geezer's in it on bass.
yeah.
Yep, that was the
Yeah,
same
there you go.
album. That was the tour.
Mm.
No Rest for the Wicked had
You know
a
what's
hidden
weird,
track
though?
called Hero, which was pretty good. Yeah, that was a great song.
The thing that gets me, okay, and we kind of touched on it a little bit, but when we were kids, because we're all around the same age. Mike is the youngster here, but we're all around the same age.
I'm 49, but
When he was on MTV doing his thing, okay,
Mhm.
and it seemed like every week he was in the tabloids for all of his crazy shit he was doing with the biting the heads off of this, pissing on the Alamo, getting busted in a hotel, running around in a woman's dress, drunk and shit. I mean, that book that you were talking about that you're reading, Sean, I'm telling you, that book is so good. I Am Ozzy.
Yep.
I cannot recommend that book enough to anybody who's never read it. It is so good. But anyways, he was considered like the most dangerous person. He was the devil himself. Okay.
Mhm.
My grandmother was convinced that if I listened to Kiss and Ozzy in particular, I was going straight to hell. And I was like, awesome. I love the tropics, you know. But anyway, sorry, Grandma, I love you, you know. But I digress. Jump forward, okay, 40 years, and I don't know if it was because of the TV show or because he softened with age, or people just kind of realized that most of that shit was just an act, or because he was drunk, okay, that this guy ain't evil, that he's actually a family guy or whatever. But suddenly he went from being dangerous and scary to cute and cuddly.
Yeah.
And America adopted him as like America's dad, even though he's British.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing. And it's like, I used to make the joke that in case of a nuclear apocalypse, the only things that were going to survive were cockroaches, Keith Richards, and Ozzy. Okay? Because that man should have been dead at a very early age. Okay, with the abuse that he put his body through. Okay, I mean, again, when you read that book, there's stories in there that it's like, oh my God. Okay, and Keith Richards, same thing. Okay, those guys, they were just built differently. Okay, but it got to the point where I actually started to believe that, even when he got sick, and I knew he was going to die, and I didn't see that final concert, but I saw snips of it. Okay, and I was glad that he still had his voice. Yeah, but you could see how frail he was. You know. Yep. Even then, I was like, you know what? He'll be around for a long time. So when he died, even though I knew it was coming and it should not have been a surprise of any kind, I'm still in shock. Yeah. You know, it's just, when I said that the world is a lesser place without him, I meant it. It's just, he's one of those guys that not only I, but I think everybody just kind of took him for granted. Yeah. He was just always going to be there, you know, because he was always there, if that makes sense. So,
yeah, you could. I was thinking about this today. Like, I was thinking back in my childhood. You can. Well, at least I can look back at the time in your life and sort of compare it to what stage of life was Ozzy in at that time. You know, was he in Black Sabbath? Was he in his Blizzard of Oz stage? Was he in the stage where he shaved his head? Was he in the stage where he was wearing a wig after that? Which he looked ridiculous in. When, was it after? I remember reading the newspaper article when Randy Rhoads died. I wasn't even a huge fan at that point, and I felt terrible for the guy. Yeah, and seeing what happened, and he was asleep on the bus, and the plane clipped the bus, and he lost his guitar player, and seeing him on the news, he was so heartbroken that he lost this great guitar player that he had found and brought him back from basically being a nobody again, after being kicked out of Black Sabbath, and just all of this stuff. And then that was
to interrupt, but I hated the fucking evangelicals at that time that were saying that the reason why Randy Rhoads died was because he was cursed to be working for the devil. Oh, because they were trying to say Ozzy was this big devil worshiping freak, Right. And some of those evangelical televangelist people, with the satanic panic, they were trying to pin that shit on him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I vaguely remember that because I remember they were throwing all the bands I was listening to at the time under the bus, Kiss and whatever.
Well, yeah, that was before if you listen to this, you're going to kill yourself. I mean, because that came a couple of years later.
Judas Priest.
Yeah, when the Judas Priest thing happened, yeah.
And then Dee Snider became my fucking hero and still is.
And the PMRC hearing.
Oh my God, I love that man because of that. I was like, because I was never a Twisted Sister fan, but I am now because Dee Snider, he was awesome that day.
Well, even Frank Zappa.
John Denver. I got to give credit to John Denver.
Oh yeah,
everybody thought John Denver was going to go in there and roll over.
Yeah, no, John Denver was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Sydney said Sharon Osbourne is the reason why Ozzy was so successful. We have to give her the benefit of the doubt. I hated what she was doing to other bands, but Sharon was the reason. Oh, absolutely. She totally saved Ozzy.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate the story of the Iron Maiden story. I don't know what the conflict was,
but true or not.
When she told little kids who were I don't know how little kids are hanging out near a concert with major bands, but when she told the little kids in Brazil to throw rocks at Iron Maiden because she disagree with it. I mean, that's just kind of shitty.
Yeah.
No, from what I hear, she's a piece of shit. But again, he was absolutely right. Ozzy would have died a very young, broke man without her.
Yep.
And Ozfest never would have existed without her, you know?
Right.
And so,
Yeah. Was that one of the first? Was that like one of the first guys that took like a festival thing on the road?
Yeah, because Lollapalooza back in the day was just, Lollapalooza
Very
started
Pharrell.
before that, okay?
Yeah.
But it wasn't the scale that it became. And now that is only a one spot place, you know, here in Chicago where it started.
Right.
Prior to that, they had like the Monsters of Rock festivals. You know, like a couple of years before I saw Ozzy, as a matter of fact, I saw Metallica, Kingdom Come, Dokken, Scorpions, and help me out, Sean, because you saw that tour too. Who was the fifth?
Van
Van
Halen.
Halen.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was 88.
yeah, so that was, you know, the Monsters of Rock. They had the other one with Megadeth and Anthrax and, you know,
Operation
Rock
Clash
and
of the
Roll,
Titans.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Clash of
there,
the
there
Titans.
was Clash of the Titans, and then there was Operation Rock and Roll. Yeah.
But I think Ozfest was like the first. Oh, they also had the Van Music Festival, you know, for like the alternative music and shit like that. But Ozfest is, to my knowledge, anyways, was like the first traveling metal festival. You know, you didn't have to go all the way to England to Donington.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
You know, I would love to go to Donington. You know,
Well, the story behind that was
Vaughan.
Ozzy wanted to be on Lollapalooza. They turned him down. So Sharon said, "Well, fuck you. I'm going to make my own festival."
That's awesome. That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like I said, I don't like her as a person, but as a business person, she's fucking awesome. And again,
she's ruthless.
I went to a couple Ozfests and I had a great time both times. And there's a lot of bands that I wasn't a Pantera fan until I saw that concert. You know, them opening for Ozzy on that, you know, and that was their last tour. That was the Reinventing the Steel tour.
Oh wow.
And most people don't like that album. That's my favorite Pantera album, probably because that was the first time I saw them live, you know? So I love that album. But again, I never would have been an Ozzy fan or a Pantera fan without going to that concert, you know, to a lesser degree, Tool. Because the first time I ever saw Tool was, you know, the 98 Ozfest, and I knew Sober, the song Sober. But that was all I knew from Tool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I didn't see Tool till 2007. That was the first and only time I ever saw them.
Yeah, I've seen Tool twice. I saw them at Ozfest, and then I saw the Lateralis tour in 2003, I think it was.
That's a band I do want to see, though.
Well, I went just a couple years ago. It took me and my son at Wells Fargo, 2019, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had never gotten to see them before, so
they're great.
They're great
awesome.
live.
I just wish I could have seen Maynard. I didn't even know where the frick he was.
He always
he's skulking around the back.
He's in the back. Yep.
He's wearing his black makeup, and I saw a picture of the makeup. It looked cool as shit. He's like climbing around like Spider-Man. I was like, where the hell are you?
Yeah. When we saw the Lateralis tour, I saw it at the United Center where the Bulls play. We were in the balcony, but we were literally right on the side of the stage. Okay. And Danny Carey, seriously, was the only one of the four that I had a good shot of, because all the other guys, like you said, Maynard was in the back almost the entire show. And the other two had their heads down, and they had like spotlight above them pointing straight down.
Straight
so you
down.
could see them, but you couldn't see them. You know what I mean? And it was just, but musically, it was incredible. I mean, it was just incredible.
I wonder if they do that for people with their phones, you know, filming it and stuff.
They don't like phones at their shows.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
But they've been
drone.
that way since they started, because again, they that's why they don't like do videos with them on the video, or they have pictures of them in their album covers. Usually if they do, it's some weird picture, because they have always said that their music is what they're there. That should speak for itself.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do. They just, they are musicians. They're not rock stars, is the way that they put it.
Yeah.
Now, Maynard, he has like 5 different other side jobs going on, you know, but the other three, Danny Carey, I know what he looks like because again,
Yeah.
I'm a drummer. And he's definitely out of the four. He's the one that is most out front, it seems. But Adam Jones or Justin Chancellor could walk by me right now.
Right.
And I wouldn't, I couldn't put them out of a lineup.
They
No,
just put their head down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if I saw them all together, then it would be like, holy shit. Okay. Yeah. You're Adam Jones. Yeah. You're Justin,
Yep.
So.
Well, the one video that was filmed from the 90s in Reading, Pennsylvania, the one where Maynard is tripping balls the whole time because the singer from Ministry gave him some acid or something.
Yeah.
Even
Al Jordan.
yeah, you can see that one. Justin Chandler actually has really short hair and he's actually like moving around, but I don't know if he was on anything either. Other than that, yeah, they plant their feet and just stay still. But it's awesome. It's an awesome show, though.
Not to mention they got these big screens with some of the most fucked up imagery you've ever seen in your life.
I guess I got really lucky because Maynard was very easy to find on the stage, and when I saw him in Youngstown, they were. I mean, yeah, the other two guys didn't move much at all; they were just standing in one place. But Maynard was up front for most of the show. He was very easy to find. So I
knew who he was because he had the mohawk and shit. But the same thing, like I said, most of the time, even when he would come out, he would just turn around and be like looking at Danny Carey while he was singing instead of looking at the audience, that sort of shit.
He was looking at the audience. I wasn't paying attention to him all the time because I like you, I like watching the drummers. So, and he was, just amazing.
Kind of hard not to keep your eyes on Danny Carey. When he's doing his thing. He's like Neil Peart was, he's just you watch him and you're just like,
you're like, wait, how many arms does he have?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wait, is it 8 arms or 9 arms?
Fucking octopus.
Yeah.
Question.
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
For everybody, who's Maynard?
Oh, he's the lead singer of Tool.
Thank you.
And he's also the lead singer of a band called The Perfect Circle and Pucifier. And I know I'm missing a Green Jelly. He's
Just
the guy
in case,
that's saying,
just in
Little
case our
Pig,
listeners
Little Pig,
do not
let
know
me in.
what you're talking about, because I had no idea who you were talking about. All I heard was Maynard, and I'm thinking Bob Denver.
Maynard James Keenan is the man's name.
Yeah.
And he has got one of the greatest rock and roll heavy metal voices ever.
Gotcha. Okay, carry on.
No
And
problem.
there's a
The
great
more you
documentary about his there's a documentary about his wine business that he started in Arizona too. It's really good.
Yeah, he cares more about his winery than he does about the fucking rock shit.
That's why it takes 15 years for a new album to come out.
Exactly. That's what they keep saying. He's too busy growing shit,
I guess that's a good plan, fall back on.
Yep.
So lest we forget the other people that passed away this year. I'll just name some, and if I miss somebody, definitely throw them out. David Lynch, of course, passed away. Awesome filmmaker and actor who, admittedly, my cousin-in-law is a huge fan, and we actually were talking last month about him, and he's a huge David Lynch fan, and he was telling me all this stuff about David Lynch, and I could tell the guy knows his David Lynch stuff inside and out, and I was like, he's probably forgotten more than I've ever known about David Lynch. David Lynch movies for me are fun to watch and fun to try to understand, but I think my cousin understands them way more than I do. He obviously passed away. Some of these people, I don't know the names. You guys might. Simon Fisher Becker. That ring any bells for you guys?
No.
British actor featured in the Harry Potter and Doctor Who series.
That's why I don't know him.
Okay. Pamela Bach, actor from Baywatch, ex-wife of David Hasselhoff.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Lynn Marie Stewart, who was an actress on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh, yeah, she played Miss Yvonne, right?
What's that?
She played Miss Yvonne.
Yes, I think so, yeah. She was also on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Tony Roberts, who was
Yeah.
one of
Actor.
Woody
Oh,
Allen's.
yeah,
Roberts,
great.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
around
great
for a
actor.
long time.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what? He's one of those guys. There's a handful of actors you kind of forget how
Mhm.
big they were for a few years. Kind of
Yep.
like Fred McMurray back in the 50s.
Yep.
You know, he was a huge box office draw. Tony Roberts in the early 70s was in a string of
Oh yeah.
big hits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good actor too. Like
Yeah.
I love Popcorn, the movie Popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's fun.
Of course, Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
That one hurt.
Yeah, that one hurt.
And again, he retired years ago, but that one hurt.
Yeah.
But when the more you learned about what happened, it was like, oh, that's
It's
not,
even worse. You
that
know?
shouldn't go. It shouldn't happen. That shouldn't
No.
happen.
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
They should have had a third person involved in their lives just to check.
Something.
Yeah,
on them.
they needed a caretaker.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess because she was like what 20 or 30 years younger. People didn't
Yeah.
think of that, but they should have. You know,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
Yeah.
Julian McMahon.
Yeah. That's Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four movies, the original ones.
Yep.
And he was young.
Yeah,
that's
he
a
was,
shame.
I didn't even know he was sick. It was
yeah, I
like,
didn't either.
boom, holy shit, that guy died, So
He's 56.
yeah, that's a couple of years younger than me. So, that's
Yeah.
too close for comfort.
Yeah, he's a year younger than me. And yeah.
Yeah, he was young.
Yeah, he was young. We'll just leave it at that. And Kenny mentioned this one to me, and I didn't realize it was on this list until he did. Danielle Spencer from What's
Yeah.
Happening
Yeah, she just passed.
She
just
just
passed away yesterday.
The funny thing is, I just watched a couple clips like 2 days ago. There's one where Rerun is doing a dance downstairs, and he stops. She comes running down with a half-pack suitcase, going "Earthquake!" Earthquake! I mean, that show is supposed to be a Mabel King vehicle, and the kids like took it over.
Oh yeah,
And her timing was unbelievable.
Yeah, she was the best thing about that show.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, was she funny?
she
And
was.
then, I know she passed away at 60. That is pretty young, but considering what she went through, I mean, she became a veterinarian. She was involved in a car accident that killed her father-in-law. She got spinal stenosis, and then she got brain cancer and survived that. So
Wow.
Oh geez.
rough life. It's
Wow.
a shame. But she was talented, and I admire the fact that she was like, I think I'm going to be a veterinarian now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave that behind. It's pretty,
You guys ever watch that stupid cartoon American Dad?
Mhm.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
They had a great joke in there once where the main guy, his daughter named Haley, she's like, I won tickets to this new Broadway show. He looks at it and he goes, huh, hey, this must be the Fat Albert show. And she goes, no, it's what's happening is hey.
right. Yeah, he was funny too, man. That whole cast was great.
And then we've got some musicians here. Peter Yarrow. I don't know the name.
Peter,
Ring any
Paul,
bells?
and Mary.
Okay.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Okay.
Oh.
That doesn't ring a bell for me, but that Peter, Paul, and
You know
Mary
that
does.
song though, right?
Oh yeah.
You a pothead fucker? Best joke in that movie. I'm sorry.
What was the one? I got teats. Can you milk me, Parker, or something like that?
Well, I have nipples.
the
Can
first
you
one.
milk me, Greg?
Yeah. Nipples.
Yeah. Marianne Faithfull.
Yes.
I know her. Roberta Flack.
Kenny knows her.
Her in the movie Play Misty for Me, it's funny because the song, she's calling in to request the song Misty, but the big song in the movie was the Roberta Flack song. They played the whole thing when Clint got busy with What's Her Name in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't do that today. They wouldn't play the whole song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, she was pretty big back then.
Yeah, that one record and song of the year. That was huge. That song,
Yeah.
Killing Me Softly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Killing Me Softly.
So good they had to remix it.
Yeah.
And I like that version too.
So do I. Yeah.
It is. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the
David-
Fugees do that too, cover it
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
David Johansen,
Yeah,
New York
that one
Dolls.
hurt Texas big time because he was a
Yeah.
big New York Dolls fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am too.
I like I said, I always when I think of David Johansen, unfortunately, the first thing that pops into my head is that fucking Buster Poindexter hot shit.
Hot. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Scrooged.
That's
Well,
the
no,
first thing that
that's-
pops in.
that's his-
It's a
That's
dog.
my favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite David Johansen thing is Scrooge.
Yeah.
But although he's good in the Let It Ride as well. But
Okay, yes, he is. Yes.
Yeah. but that fucking hot song. Oh my god, I hated that song. And they used to play it constantly.
Yep,
on
too much.
MTV.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
he's
also
got
in
the
Tales from
Christmas
Dark
song
Side
too.
movie.
Oh yeah, he's got the
Yeah,
Christmas
as the
song, too.
assassin. That's a good segment.
Oh yeah, the cat.
Yeah, there's the cat.
Cat deep throating them at the end, yeah.
What else do we have here? Chris Jasper from the Isley Brothers.
Excuse me.
Sam Moore from Sam and Dave.
Really? Wow.
Who?
Sam
Sam and
Moore
Dave?
from Sam and Dave.
Oh, yeah.
He died back in January.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Sly Stone
Yeah.
from Sly and the Family
that's right.
Stone. Died back in June. 82 years old. Bobby
I thought
Sherman.
he had already died.
Yeah, me too.
That
When,
happened.
when they said he died, I was like, oh, I thought he already went.
Yeah, for some reason.
Brian Wilson
Yeah.
from the Beach
The
Boys.
Beach Boys.
I said Bobby Sherman, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My sister had a huge crush on him when I was a little kid.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
He was a 70s teen idol.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And other notable musicians, this says. Ozzy Osbourne.
Wow.
They don't have Chuck Mangione on there?
Nope.
Or
Oh.
the guy from Bad Company.
What's his
yeah.
name? I was looking. I knew he was probably wasn't on here. There's a few others that are on here, but I don't think the Bad Company guy is on
Oh
here.
shit.
How about the guy from Golden Earring?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the lead singer.
Him
right?
too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I forget his name now.
Yeah,
from
I
Bad
knew there was
Company.
some. I knew there was some Mick Ralphs.
Mick Ralph.
That's it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I knew
thank
it was
you.
Mick something. I just couldn't remember what.
I knew there was some omissions on this. I got this from Chat GPT, so don't blame me. Yeah, thank you guys. So who did make it was Garth Hudson from the band.
Mm-hmm.
Sal Maida from Roxy Music, Rick Butler from the Jam, Snowy Fleet from the Easy Beats, Les Binks, one of the original drummers for Judas Priest,
Mhm.
Clem Burke, the drummer for Blondie, Mike Peters, the singer for The Alarm, James Baker, a drummer for the Hoodoo Gurus, who I always thought were a local band. I never knew they were a national band. I'd always see them. Ozzy, of course, Terry Reid, who was nicknamed Super Lungs, Bobby Whitlock from the Derek and the Dominoes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he just died yesterday.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
passed.
It says on here died recently, late July, early August. So it must have been one of those things where they found him sort of after the fact and they don't know when he died.
Or the AI just hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I guess. Mark Snow, with the composer for the X-Files, passed away. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
that
that's
was a couple of
yep,
weeks
that's
ago.
right. That's right.
Yeah. And this is odd. Paddy Rooney, Paddy Rooney, a young Irish traditional musician, aged 14.
Oh, that's sad.
It says died
Didn't-
recently from a short illness.
Didn't the original guy, the original singer from Iron Maiden, just pass too? And I ain't talking about Paul D'Amato. I'm talking about
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the
like
original-
guy before him.
yeah, like their original guy or something.
Yeah.
I thought I read something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did for sure. I don't know if it was this year or maybe at the tail end of last year, but you're right.
I
Yeah,
think it was this year.
Yeah, it
Um,
was just recently. Let's see.
Greg has Angus and Malcolm Young's older brother George was in the Easy Beats.
I got one. If you're all done, Sean.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lou Christie, the singer. Lightning Strikes. You ever hear that song? He was one of those falsetto
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I always like this stuff
For
better.
years, I thought that was Frankie Valli.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I
when
always
he
like.
died, and then when he died, I was like,
Yeah,
who's this guy? And then
I
I was
liked
most known
him-
for Lightning Strikes, and I did.
I liked
listened
him
to it,
better
and I was
than-
like, holy shit.
Yep. I liked him better than Frankie Valli. There's a movie. It's called Dead Kids, and it's also called Strange Behavior.
Yeah.
There's a scene in that where they go to a costume party.
Mm-hmm.
And that song is playing, and they all do this dance. It's really it's clever. It's cute too. Yeah, I almost put that on Instagram when he died, and I was like, so this is probably gonna get flagged or something. I still don't know the rules, so that's that stuff. But
No, I've been flagged a couple of times with the little clips that I put on.
yeah,
But it's not it's a copyright strike, but it doesn't affect my stuff because I'm not monetized.
right.
So they don't
Yeah.
take it off, and they don't strike me or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've gotten copyright strikes, but I'm not monetized either. But I've had videos removed in other countries.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
which again,
Oh.
if they can't watch my 30-second clip from Dangerous Animals in Bangladesh, so be it. So,
Right. Yeah.
It was something like that. It
Yeah.
was something like that. One of my videos, and it was like, where? What?
yeah.
On my old channel, my media assault channel, I did my top 25 albums of all time, and I played like 10 seconds from each song, a song from each of my top 25 albums of all time, and it's still up. The video's still up. I put it up like 10, 15 years ago, and I get copyright strikes on that thing like almost once a month. Another country will come back and say your video is no longer available in Syria. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Abdul's going to be so upset.
Right.
Not Luxembourg. No.
Yeah. The original lead singer of Iron Maiden was Paul Mario Day. And he was the singer from 1975 to 1976.
Yeah, like I said, he wasn't on any albums or anything. He was just their original.
Yeah,
guy.
he died.
Yeah, I think one of the Iron Maiden DVDs, I think it's the early years one. It kind of breaks that down, like all the different versions, like 75 to 78, and then 78 to 80, and kind of like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm a Maiden fan, but I'm not a fanatic.
Yeah,
Although
me
I
too.
do truly believe they should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame years ago.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I totally
I mean,
agree.
a no-brainer. They should have been in years ago. So,
That's
Insane.
just
If you go back and watch the Somewhere in Time video, they have all the clips.
Mhm.
That's like a whole career, and that song was 25 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's about it.
yeah.
right. Absolutely. All right, guys. Did you guys bring, Mike and Dan, did you guys bring recommended movies this week?
Well, we do need to mention a couple other people that passed real quick. If you don't
Oh,
mind.
yeah, sure. I just wanted to make
Because
sure we had
You went through
recommended
some
movies.
musicians, but we did have, we got to mention, like Michael Madsen.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
this week, of course, or this past week rather, first we lost Lonnie Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
And literally the next day, Alfie Weiss, who was in a lot of Burt Reynolds films, he's the little guy.
Yeah.
Oh
The
yeah.
Longest Yard. He always played a cop, or in Hooper, he was the assistant director. Okay, and he's great in that. Okay,
And Smokey
But
the
anyways,
Bandit.
he passed away like the day after Lonnie. Okay, and I'm thinking to myself, and this is going to come across in bad taste, and I don't mean it that way, but these things always happen in threes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
Dude.
okay, God, I hope Sally Field is safe.
Yes.
Because all of Burt Reynolds' associates are dropping like flies,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I had to mention those two, and then of course we got to mention Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Regardless
Yep.
of how you feel about the man's, as a person, he was a huge icon. I mean,
Sure.
my good friend Dan overseas, who did the show with Carlos and Jeff, great guy. He said he's feeling with Hulk Hogan the way that we feel with Ozzy right now. He jumped on my stream a couple days ago and even mentioned that he hasn't gotten over it yet. He shed a tear that day, and I get it. You know, Kenny's a big wrestling guy, so I'm sure he was a Hulk Hogan fan at some point.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
So, and Philadelphia guys, I mean, throw in the Rocky connection with Thunderlips. You know, that just cements the deal.
Huge.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw Hogan and King Kong Bundy at the Spectrum.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And by the way, real quick, funny T-shirt story. You know how we were talking about T-shirts getting old. My friend bought a Hulk Hogan T-shirt outside on the sidewalk after the show. It literally fell apart that night.
Yep.
That's funny.
That's hysterical.
I took my stepfather. My stepfather was a huge wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan on and off over the years. I've never been a ginormous wrestling fan. But my stepfather was a huge wrestling fan. And in the early 90s, for his birthday down in Pittsburgh, I took him to the Civic Arena to see a WWF show. And the main event was Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. And we had fairly decent seats. And I remember the undercard was pretty awful. I saw Jimmy Snuka, who could barely get into the ring.
Yeah.
Superfly.
Yeah, he you know how he used to like get on the top ropes and do all that stuff. He could barely get into the ring. He looked terrible. But the Hulk Hogan Ric Flair match, I gotta say, I bought into the hype while I was there. It was pretty awesome. So, you know, when you're in the arena with the guy and they're hyping everybody up, it's real easy to get hyped up with that shit. So I get it. I get the appeal.
Yeah,
so.
we went quick story. We went right after he won the title from the Iron Sheik January 24th in '84. We got the next event was Philadelphia in February. It was a fucking blizzard. I'll never forget. It was snow everywhere. But my mom, it was the three of us, my mom, my brother, and we were at the top. And Dan, Mr. Dan knows this, the top of the Spectrum.
That's where we were. Yep.
A nosebleed. And on Prism, our local like HBO, they would have Spectrum Wrestling the net on Sunday afternoon to show you what happened on Saturday. We got up there, and this is when he was still playing Eye of the Tiger before Real American. I am not kidding you. That was only second to the Iron Man with the Road Warriors, because you could actually feel it shaking up there. And we kept on going. We kept on going up. I mean, my head was at literally the top of the Spectrum. That's how high we were. And my mom turns to me and my brother and goes, "Guys, you think we'll be on TV tomorrow?" Mom, we're in the fucking nosebleed section in the Philadelphia Spectrum. They ain't going to be watching us, you know? So when they would they would pan out to like just the ring with the light and stuff. She goes, "Nah, we were too far up, boys. I think next time we were at to, work on getting down below." So the nearest we got, because my mom would take her, because her boss would get she worked for a law firm, so she would get tickets to events and stuff like that. So she always asked for Spectrum Wrestling to take us, and we got down to the first level, and the main event that night was Big Boss Man versus Hulk Hogan in a steel cage match. Oh my God, it was so loud. And Mom goes, "Well, I'd rather be down here, because if we die, we'll be closer to the ground than all the way up there."
There's that.
I mean, it was so because I think it was '85 he came out with the Real America by Rick Derringer, who just passed away too.
Oh yeah, we forgot about Rick.
Yeah.
And it was so loud in there, so loud. So yeah.
When you said that you were at the very top of the Spectrum, not to change the subject, but the year that the Bulls broke the record for victories in a season, okay, when Jordan came back and they had Rodman, and we had a work function where they were like, "Hey, we're gonna get a party bus and take everybody to the United Center, and we're gonna go see the Bulls." And I'm like, excuse me, fuck yeah, I'm going to see Michael Jordan play, hell yeah, in the flesh, and it costs like $100 a person, blah, blah, blah. We get there. We're at literally the top row of seats, okay? And yeah, we could see everything if we're looking at the Jumbotron, which was literally right across from us, okay? But I'm looking down at the court. All I'm seeing is these little tiny people running around back and forth. The only player I could make out was the one with the green head, because that was Rodman. Because he would dye his hair all, the different colors and shit. The rest of them were just little black men with bald heads, so I couldn't see who was who. I mean, Michael Jordan, I don't even know if he played that night. So.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Luckily, I did get to go back later on that season, and we had courtside seats. And yeah,
oh wow,
so close to those guys. I mean, I could like reach out and touch them at one point. It was great.
Wow,
I was just like, holy shit, it's Michael Jordan.
I think courtside seats for a basketball game would be crazy. I've never had seats that close for a basketball game. I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I've gone to a few pro games, but that would just be too crazy because the closest thing I've gotten to that, and this is super low rent, I used to go to arena football games.
Oh, that's great. I have a Philadelphia Soul hat in my room.
Yeah, I loved arena football. And when they would play at the Richfield Coliseum, because the way that the field was set up, the players would have to sit in the stands basically to get off the field. So I saw it was the Cleveland Thunderbolts play the Albany, I forget what the name of the team was, Red Hawks or something like that. But the Albany team was sitting directly like 2 rows in front of us. And there was some guy who was like a Albany super fan who was sitting right behind the team, and he was cheering them and cheering them and cheering them. And he was like out of his mind crazy for the Albany team. And the players would turn around and be like, shut up.
It's like, do you know where you are?
It's like you're way too into this guy. We don't even want to be on this team.
Yeah, I think we had the Louisville Arena or Louisville Fire or something.
Okay,
it was our arena football.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, it was cheap, it was fun, and the high scoring.
Music blasting, yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Keep the footballs.
Yeah, that's a souvenir you can take home to your family.
Well, you guys ever see The Replacements?
Mm-hmm.
The movie The Replacements, where they hire a bunch of strippers to be the cheerleaders because of scabs and shit. Speaking of arena football, one year in Illinois, they had it wasn't even like the Arena League. It was like the minor league of the Arena League, right? And they had a Chicago team,
whatever it was.
Steve Mongo McMichael, who just sadly passed away from the Bears, but he was their coach. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And they had cheerleaders that were like strippers. I swear to God. Instead of being on the field doing their thing, they would come down into the arena, like down the stairs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And all they needed was a pole, man. I mean, they were working it. And it was like, my buddy was like, holy shit, man, I'm waiting for this broad to lap dancing and shit. We didn't even watch the game. We just kept waiting to see where these cheerleaders were coming from. I mean, yeah, that's my buddy would always say that too. The Thunderbolts cheerleaders, he's like, I'm coming for them. I don't care about the team. I'd wait for the cheerleaders to come out. That's their day job.
Yeah. And Sydney said, I'm sad about the loss of one of the greatest second basemen the Chicago Cubs ever had, Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah,
Rhino.
As a guy who grew up surrounded by Cub fans, because I'm a White Sox fan, I fucking hate the Cubs. Okay, I've only rooted for 2 baseball teams in my life, the White Sox and whoever's playing the Cubs. That being said, yeah, Ryan Sandberg was a fantastic player, and he was definitely an icon in Chicago. So I'll give him props for that. He was a great player. He really was.
Former Philly great. He played 2 games for the Phillies before they fucking traded him.
Then he managed them, and they fired him again.
Yeah, he is a terrible manager. Mr. Dan will tell you that. He was a terrible manager.
Not much of a baseball fan, but Dave Parker. I'll shout out to Dave Parker.
Parker was the man.
Yeah, for the Pirates.
And Speaking of Chicago baseball, since I got to mention it because I'm a White Sox fan, 20th anniversary of the World Series team, Bobby Jenks, the closer that year, who was a rookie, the big man. The Ozzy used to call him. He'd walk out there and do this. And that's how he would call him from the bullpen because he was like Baby Huey. He was just this big fat farm boy, but man, could he throw! And we wouldn't have won that World Series without him. So, rest in peace, Bobby Jenks.
Yep. All right, we are at 15 minutes left in the show, so it is time for movie recommendations. So
I thought it was time for the singing part of the show. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Well, now that we got that part out of the way. So, Kenny, did you bring a movie?
My to-be pick of the week is a 1985 movie called Just One of the Guys.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Great
I
movie.
just got that on DVD.
I still have it on DVD too. That's the only way you can get it, with the beautiful Joyce Hauser. So
Yams.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love her. If you want to see her even look hotter in there, she's in the Dan Hartman video. I Can Dream About You.
Oh, yeah?
Why?
played
She
the
show her
girl
tits in that video?
No, but she's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But she's got the long hair and stuff in that. And look up the Dan Hartman video, not the one from the movie Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire, yeah.
But look up the video of her because she dances on the bar that he's attending to.
Oh, okay.
I love that movie. I love that song. It's a great movie. I just watched it the other day, as a matter of fact, on DVD.
All right.
Which one's Streets of Fire?
No, Just One of the Guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a movie that I know I've seen it, but I don't remember that much about it. But you mentioned that the actress, and I know I've seen it because I know her.
Yeah.
She never once came across looking like a guy. I'm sorry. Never once.
No.
It's like that old cliche of the ugly girl with her glasses, and then she takes them off, and suddenly she's gorgeous. You know, I mean, but you're right, Kenny. That movie's great. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
And the brother is so
the brother steals
sex,
the movie.
Yeah, the sex.
What's his name?
Brother.
Buddy.
Yeah.
He steals the movie. He's great. Isn't the douchebag from Karate Kid in that too?
No,
William Zabka?
That's Lee McCluskey in this one.
I thought Zabka was in it.
I don't remember Zabka in it.
I might be wrong. For some reason, I thought he was
in it. Is in.
Zabka's in Back to School. Never mind.
Yeah. See, that's another girl, Terry Farrell. Oh my God, Terry Farrell.
Oh yeah.
Yum. Sorry.
No, I think you mean yam.
Yam. There you go, Texas. Yam.
Yams.
All right, Jim, what do you got?
It's a fact.
What you got, Jim?
Okay, well, I was trying to find something that had to do with the subject tonight. Man, I'm really reaching. I'm reaching. But I figured since we were talking about Ozzy, I'd break out the newest addition to my collection this week. It's a documentary from Umbrella Entertainment. It's called Not Quite Hollywood. And the reason why I brought it up was because it's all about Ozploitation. This is the wild, untold story of Ozploitation, which are exploitation films that come from Australia from the late 70s, early 80s. And we're talking like not only Mad Max and The Road Warrior, but movies like Turkey Shoot and some of the Patrick and Road Games and some other great films.
Yeah.
But anyways, I love this description. Okay, bear with me on the actual poster. I know you can't read it, but I'll read it. Finally, an Aussie film packed full of boobs, pubes, tubes, and a bit of kung fu.
There you go, Dan.
It doesn't get better than that. Okay. This is directed by the same guy that did Electric Boogaloo, the Canon doc. And
Oh,
it
okay.
makes
Yeah.
a great
Yeah, it's good.
double feature with it. So that's my choice or my pick. I do a lot of documentary suggestions.
You do.
I've noticed, but
That's cool.
That's a
not
good
quite
one.
Hollywood.
And that's
From
also
Umbrella.
available, guys, on Tubi if you want to check it out.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
And look, believe it or not. So great movie.
There you
I highly recommend it.
It's a good one.
As a disclaimer, we are not recommending that you use the Look website, but if you know
Yeah,
what we're talking about,
But
Not a
you
sponsor.
use Tubi, find me. Find us. Go to Movie Assault.
all right. Mr. Dan, what do you have?
Well, I was looking for a good one, and I happened to see that this was actually I think it just came on Tubi, and I was really surprised that this movie wound up on Tubi. I think it's because if it was a horror movie, it probably would have ended up on Shudder or something first, but it's not. This is one I have reviewed on the channel. Came out last year. This movie absolutely cleaned up at the Hong Kong Film Awards last year. It's called Twilight of the Warriors Walled In. And it's got Sammo Hung in it. He's probably the most known person in it. It's also got like Louis Koo. And it just absolutely cleaned up because they got different categories. They got like fight choreography categories, best newcomer and stuff. This movie's crazy. Don't Cause Trouble in the Walled City. So it's set in the like late 80s inside the actual walled city that used to live in Hong Kong, where the police didn't set foot in and where the criminal gangs just ran everything. So they built like a whole set, and it's it's a bunch of rival gang action. The action's way over the top. It by the end of it, there's some characters that are doing things that aren't humanly possible, but you just got to go with it. There's a henchman in here. There's a henchman in here who, as it goes on, becomes so crazed he almost starts stealing the show towards the end. He's just such a complete lunatic. Just a great action film.
Okay.
And it is on Tubi.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
on Tubi.
Oh,
That's
Awesome.
awesome. I'm gonna have to check that one out. That sounds great. When did that come out?
It came out in Hong Kong the end of last year.
Okay.
I wanted to see it in the theater, but it didn't come into theaters around here. So I think I picked up the Blu-ray around March or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Awesome.
it's recent. Okay, cool. Awesome. Great pick. Mike, what do you have?
This week, with the topic and everything coming up, I pulled out the documentary from about 2011 called God Bless Ozzy. I can't show it.
There you go.
Nice.
God Bless Ozzy Osbourne. And it's pretty good. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it's got a lot of heart, and it's a lot better than you would think a documentary would be about him. You know, it kind of goes through stuff. So it's really cool. I think they interview his sisters and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So I
I've
just
seen
thought
that.
I'd pull it
I've
out.
seen
and
that
watch it.
doc. It's a good one.
Yeah, I was looking for that last night and I saw it's on Prime, but you had to pay for it to rent it, and I didn't feel like doing that. So I ended up watching the Basement Tapes and Ozzy and Jack's World Detour instead. But that's a cool pick. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
I also kind of watched this one. Speak of the Devil. If it'll show up.
There you
Oh,
go.
there.
Yeah,
Does
that's
that
the
have
one with Brad Gillis on guitar, though.
does that have the Ozzy songs or just the Black Sabbath songs?
I think it's mostly Black Sabbath. It's got Suicide Solution, and well, yeah, they cover out songs from the first 2 solo albums.
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff, but mostly Black Sabbath songs. It's pretty
Okay.
good, you know.
Cool. Because I have the album Speak of the Devil, but it's all Black Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's got extra songs. It's pretty good. It looks good. They cleaned it up pretty good and stuff.
Yeah. Awesome. Brad Gillis got it's totally overlooked in the Ozzy career because he came in at a really key time and did a fantastic job, and then went off to
Mhm.
Night Ranger. Nobody ever talks about his work with Ozzy. He did
Yeah.
a fantastic job.
This is that same guitar that he always used.
Yeah.
I recently saw a video about it or something. Like that one guitar, he's just beat up now,
Yeah.
but he used it all through Night Ranger and all that. So,
Yep.
I seen an interview with Brad Gillis because I funny enough, I like Night Ranger.
I like Night Ranger.
Yeah, Night Ranger's all right.
And Brad Gillis said when Randy died, they had to go back on tour, so he had to know every song in 5 days.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep.
Every note.
Every note. And he said he had a panic attack when he was about to step out.
Oh, I
And
bet.
he said Ozzy just put his hand on my shoulder, and he said it made it all better. After that, he said they were about to step out, and he just put his hand on his shoulder.
Yeah. Everybody loved Ozzy.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job. All right, my turn. It is. I picked a documentary as well,
Nice.
and it is also about a Black Sabbath singer, but it's
Dio.
Dreamers Never Die.
I want to see that.
Yeah, it's available if you've got Paramount Plus with the Showtime add-on. I believe it's on there. It's also available on Amazon. At least it was. That's where I picked it up. But it's just a great biography about Ronnie James Dio, from his time as like a 50s doo-wop singer up through his time with Rainbow and Elf, and then joining Black Sabbath, and then his solo career. Just you've got a lot of people on here. Of course, his wife, but Tony Iommi's on here, Geezer Butler, Bill Ward, Lita Ford, Rob Halford, Sebastian Bach, Eddie Trunk, and Jack Black. Interviews with them. It's just a really, really good, solid documentary. I mean, it was put out under the auspices of Wendy Dio, so it's not going to dig deep into any of the dirt about Dio, but it's still going to. It's still going to. I mean, what kind of dirt are you going to find out about the guy? He was a good dude, but it gives you a really good look at his career and the impact he made on all the bands that he was in, especially Black Sabbath. How he kind of brought them back from losing Ozzy and reinvigorated them for at least a couple of albums until the whole Live Evil thing kind of made them.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my headphones died on me, so I had to put some new ones in. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. We can hear you now.
But anyways, I was talking about Brad Gillis's guitar. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, you said it was all beat up.
Yeah, but I mean, he used it like all through the 80s, even with Ozzy.
Yeah, we could hear you.
In that Dio doc, they cover the Rainbow years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good, because I love Dio. Okay, I loved him with Sabbath, and I loved his solo work, but I especially loved him with Richie Blackmore with Rainbow. I mean, I'm a big time Rainbow fan. I like all eras of Rainbow, but that Dio era,
that's the best.
Just oh my god, so Rainbow Rising is just one of the greatest albums ever. It just is. It's such a good album.
Yeah, that's a fantastic album. Shit. Is it Stargazer?
Yes. Stargazer, A Light in the Black.
Yeah. Stargazer. I love that song. That song.
Everybody loves that song. Even people that don't like rock and roll, they hear that song and they're like, whoa, what is this? It's a great song.
That's a fantastic.
And Dio's voice is just phenomenal on that track.
I always thought there was a few words that like he could have like patented like the way that you sing a few words, like fire, like
look in the sky.
Tiger. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
I love that album so much.
All right. Well, it is 9:00. Let me see what I missed in the chat. Oh, Ken says that God Bless Ozzy Osbourne, I believe, is available to rent on Fandango for about 99 cents. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Rainbow belongs in the Hall of Fame. Are they not in the Hall of Fame?
No. Deep
Seriously?
Purple is. Deep Purple is.
Yeah, I know Deep Purple.
Rainbow is not.
Oh, man.
Dio is not in any way, shape, or form, because I don't even know if they put him in with Sabbath. I know they did with Ozzy,
didn't.
but
no, he's not in there with Sabbath. It's just the 4 original members.
Yeah, and again, that's a shame. You know?
Yeah.
Because his career goes all the way back to like the 50s, the 1950s.
And Blackmore, he's definitely he's not getting any younger either.
No.
And again, That guy is a tool, okay?
Yeah.
But he is one of the greatest guitarists ever. He just is.
Yeah, he is.
I remember seeing the Perfect Strangers tour when they came back together, the original lineup.
Yeah.
And just seeing that man on stage, it was just like, holy shit. I mean, he's just a virtuoso.
I got to see Deep Purple, but I saw him and Blackmore wasn't playing with him. I can't remember the guy who's playing with him now. Shit.
Was it
They were great.
Morris?
But what's that? Steve Morse.
Is it Steve Morris?
Yeah. Steve Morse.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great. I'm not going to cut him any, say anything bad about him, but he's not Richie Blackmore. But
yeah, seeing those five guys, I mean, technically they're the second lineup. Okay,
Right,
they weren't
Mark
the
II.
original, but yeah. But seeing that, because I saw Perfect Strangers and House of Blue Light, and both tours were great. But
both those albums.
Perfect Strangers was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. I mean, it
You're
just was.
lucky.
Yeah,
Lucky man.
I know. Alpine Valley, that same place that I saw those two. Dude, I've seen at least 50 concerts at that arena. I mean,
I hear about that every time I see a tour. I always see that whoever it is, they play that place.
East Troy, Wisconsin.
Yep.
It always comes up as East Troy, Wisconsin. And you know what? That place is still there, but they only do like 1 or 2 concerts a year. For whatever reason, Dave Matthews is there every fucking year.
Oh, yeah, he's everywhere.
And Jimmy Buffett was there every year before he passed away.
Yeah.
And whatever incarnation of the Grateful Dead before they went to Vegas or whatever, those would be the 3 shows. And that'd be it.
Oh, here we go. Bronson. There's a song off The Ultimate Sin called Never Know Why. The song is very underrated. I just listened to it for the first time not too long ago, and I enjoyed the song. Never Know Why. It doesn't ring a bell, but I haven't listened to that album all the way through in quite a while. I'll have to check it out. Is that ringing a bells with you guys?
I haven't listened to that album in a long time either.
Yeah. I'll check
I
it out.
was gonna say
Thanks.
some other good songs on there is like Secret Loser. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a great song. Thank God for the Bomb, like Jim mentioned.
Thank God.
Yeah.
for
Love
the
that
Bomb.
song.
Yeah, that's the one I love is Thank God for the Bomb.
Yep.
And the title track. I love The Ultimate Sin just because of those drums at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Randy Castillo was so
I'm a drummer, so of course, I love that song. So.
Yeah. There's 2 documentaries. I know I brought up the Dio one, but there's a documentary on Randy Rhoads that's on Amazon Prime. That is a good documentary. It would be better if they had the rights for the music. But they play a lot of the old Quiet Riot stuff. They have the rights for that. So you can hear him playing with Quiet Riot before he left and Quiet Riot got big. So they have some of his guitar solos and some of the stuff that he did. So that's interesting. I wish they had more of the Ozzy stuff in it. Thank God for the Yam King. And then there's a documentary about Randy Castillo, who I only saw it once. I haven't seen it on Prime or anywhere else lately, but it is really worth watching if you can track it down. I'll put the name on my Instagram after the show. I can't remember the name of the name of the documentary, but it's about him and his upbringing and who he's worked with over the years and how he ended up passing away, which was very sudden, all out of nowhere when he was working with Motley Crue. So I highly recommend that.
Did you see the one about Frankie Banali? That's a good documentary too.
No, I didn't know that there was one. Yeah.
Quiet Memories. Quiet. He was like the only member of Quiet Riot still there, and then he passed away.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, and then Quiet Riot's now out on the road with Rudy Sarzo, is now the only member. Yeah, but yeah, check if you can find it. Check out the Randy Rhoads documentary and the Randy Castillo documentary.
Yeah, I want to see that.
All right, guys, it is 9:00. It is time to wrap up the show. I want to thank our guests, Mike and Mr. Dan, for popping in and
Yeah.
and sharing the horns with us.
I should get a candle
Yeah, there you go.
for Halloween. Halloween.
Yeah, you'd be
definitely
giving us the horns and the finger at the same time. So I appreciate you guys dropping in, sharing the Ozzy love. Kenny, thank you for sitting and and enduring.
putting up with us.
It was educational.
There you go.
You know,
And
We'll be tested next week.
yeah, there's a quiz next week, and I will answer all the same ask you all the same questions I asked
Thanks,
everybody
Ken.
else. Yeah. Thank you, Ken. Thanks for showing up, Ken. Thanks for showing up, everybody in the chat. Great questions. And as always, I appreciate everybody coming in to watch. And if you're listening on the replay, thank you very much. And we will see you in 2 weeks for a topic we have not chosen yet, but we'll make it Kenny friendly this time.
Maybe.
John Candy.
There you go. Well, that's actually
Yeah, that
a
would
pretty
be cool.
good idea. It's
Yeah.
actually a pretty good idea. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mr. Dan.
Oh, thanks, Mr.
I don't know,
Dan.
I
You want to
just-
come back?
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
come back for
Yeah,
that?
why not?
Dan, you want to come back for that one?
No, that's okay. That's all right.
Oh, you just throw it out there and leave like a grenade, right?
Yeah, well, no, I figured that's a very Kenny friendly topic.
That's very Kenny friendly.
Extremely Kenny friendly.
Yeah. That's good though. That's good.
I think I posted a picture of I was watching Uncle Buck again last night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it's extremely Kenny
The
friendly.
real question though, was it in French?
No, it wasn't.
Hey,
I'll tell
next
you why you can't sleep with me.
next show we'll just really screw with the algorithm, and we're just going to play Uncle Buck in French.
Yeah, there you go.
Great, wouldn't
There
it?
you go.
Special episode
right.
all about Sandra Bullock.
There we go.
Oh,
That would really be
Oh.
Kenny friendly.
Sandra Bullock and John Candy.
Oh God,
There you
Kenny
go.
wouldn't survive. He just,
We would have to get Lori for that one too.
She would. I don't know what she would do with Sandra Bullock. John Candy. She would definitely talk about.
All right,
Let's see if-
try to
see if
talk-
she's
try to
available.
talk- yeah, see if she's available for the John Candy night.
All right, everybody. Thanks for being here, and everybody have a good night. We'll see you.
thanks,
See you
guys.
guys.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a
Thanks,
great night.
guys.